What is up, college football fans? What is up, Clemson Tiger fans? It's a beautiful day in Summerville, South Carolina. Like I always say, it's a beautiful day to be above ground every day, and it's always a great day to be a Clemson Tiger, always, even today. So before I get into this game last night and the season as a whole, because, that was the end of the regular season yesterday, I want to give a shout out to the Gamecock man. Yeah, South Carolina Gamecocks, congratulations. Better coached, better played. And that's how you win football games on the road against your in-state rival. So, look, the Gamecock fans wanted this really bad. The Gamecock players wanted this really bad. Congratulations to Shane Beamer. 8 wins in the regular season this year. 2 more than I thought he would have. And also 2 top 10 wins 2 weeks in a row. I mean, what else can you say? Except for congratulations. That's it. Tip my cap to him. So there's that. Now on the Clemson side of the football, I've been trying to rack my brain and think of a worse coached football game in Dabo Swinney's tenure. And I can't. I mean, there were some terrible coached games in the Hatfield years. There were some terribly coached games in the Bowden years. I guess there's some very questionable ones in Dabo Swinney's years too. I mean, what comes to mind is the blowout to Florida State at home. And what was that, 2013? The blowout loss to West Virginia, 70-33. Yeah, those were all terrible games. But in those games, I feel like they got outplayed more than they did outcoached. In this game, yeah. Here's the thing. People like to criticize me and other people for criticizing coaching. They go, well, you're not a coach. You don't know what you're talking about. How would you know more than what they know? You probably didn't even play college ball, blah, 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 blah. It's insulting. You know what's not insulting? What's not insulting is criticizing coaches that are making millions of dollars to win football games when they have superior talent. And sorry, Clemson's been out recruiting South Carolina by a big clip for a long time now. On paper, they have better players. So if you have better players and you lose the football game, that's coaching. So what we saw last night is just a culmination of what we've been seeing all season. I come out here every Sunday and do these videos, and of course I spend the entire week on the air, live shows and other stuff, talking about what's going on with this team this year, and I sound like a broken record, And I have yet to call, I think the worst I've done, or the most extreme thing I've done, was after the Georgia Tech game. When I didn't, the offense just looked stale like it did in 2021. I had it up to here. And I immediately went on the next day and started saying, we got to move on from the DJ experiment. We got to see what Cade's got. This ain't it. This isn't going to get us where we want to go this year. And where did we want to go this year? Well, with all the people that came back on defense, and the fact that almost all of the offense returned from last year. Yeah, it was a bad offense, but most of those guys were very young. Almost all of them returned. So you would figure they would step up a notch from last season just based on experience alone. The expectation was, at very minimum, to win the ACC. And most likely have a playoff berth based on what's going on in the ACC around us. Now, the expectation for me, and I can only speak for me, I don't speak for everybody, is not to make the playoffs every year. It's not. First of all, nobody's goal should be to make the playoffs every year. Now, I don't care if you're Georgia, if you're Alabama, if you're Ohio State. There's only 4 spots. So that 6-year run that Clemson made the playoffs every year is damn impressive. Damn impressive. but extremely hard to do. It's hard to win at a high level constantly year in and year out. But look, losing 2 games in the regular season, is that the end of the world? No. It's not the fact that we lost. It's how we lost. And it's also the fact that we barely won some games that should have been blowouts. So like I said earlier in the video, this is a culmination of issues that have been building up in the team, especially the offense, mainly the offense, and the special teams, for quite some time now. So you look around, you go, what's the problem? Right? Anytime there's a problem, you look around, try to diagnose the problem, and fix the problem. That's the normal course of things. Well, the coaching's the problem. People have been calling for Brandon Streeter's head for the majority of the season, and I haven't really gone out on that ledge and been like, yeah, we need to move on from Streeter. Mainly because I just don't think we're going to. Like, so I think there's little to no chance that Dabo Swinney makes a coordinator change on either side of the ball. So if that's the case, then why would I harp on him getting fired if I just know he's not going to be? That's my mentality. But after what I saw the second half of the season in particular, and after what I saw last night, and after I saw the post-game press conference with Brandon Streeter, this is Brandon Streeter's offense. Of course, Dabo Swinney's the head coach. He's got to take all the blame. But this is Brandon Streeter's offense. And I don't like what he's saying. I don't like what he's saying. I don't like how he's saying it. I don't think Brandon Streeter's the guy for this job. Wes Goodwin, first-year defensive coordinator, did decent. He did. Was it great? No. Did decent. Not too much of a complaint. I mean, hell, 9 of the points scored last night were by the defense. They were about as good at scoring points as the offense was. But I don't like what he's saying, and I don't like how he's saying it. He's starting to get testy and snippy with the reporters when they ask him about DJ. He took zero responsibility for the results last night on offense. They started asking him, obviously a tough game, what's the problems? Did you ever think about benching DJ? No. He's not the only one out there making mistakes. We got receivers dropping ball, everything, missing throws, dropping balls, not securing the ball, all these things. That's all players. He didn't once say, I called a bad game. I put him in a bad position to execute. And then he goes, and you know what? Yeah, we probably should have got the tight ends involved more. Yeah, probably, you think? I mean, I'm just some idiot on the internet. And I've been saying all season long, this offense is at its best when you use the tight ends. That's just a fact. Go back and look at Clemson's best offensive performances this year. The tight ends were heavily involved. The 2 tight ends are 2 of the best receivers on the team, which is a whole other thing. In my opinion, we have 1 elite receiver on this team right now, and he's a true freshman. He can't do everything. Outside of Antonio Williams, the next best receiver, I guess, are the 2 tight ends, who were on a milk carton yesterday. So the lack of awareness and the stubbornness of this offensive coaching staff is infuriating. It's a gimmick offense. I know I've been trying not to say it. You know what? I don't even know if gimmick's the right word for it. Clemson has, when they've been their best over the past 10 years, has been a power run team. People don't really think that because we had such great quarterback play with Deshaun Watson and Trevor Lawrence and Taj Boyd. But all those years, Clemson was a power run team. Clemson's not a power. Well, they like to power run with the quarterback because he's 245 pounds. But Clemson's always been a power run team. Now they look like it looks like a high school offense. All these bubble screens and swing passes and It just doesn't look anything like the offense that we're used to seeing when we're playing on a high level. Maybe it's because we don't have the quarterback to execute it. I don't know. But snapping at a reporter when they go, "Did you ever think about taking DJ out and putting Kate in?" And you get mad at him for that? I mean, were you watching the same thing that we were watching? From the press, I don't know, is Streeter on the sideline or in the press box? I think he's in the press box. You got a good view of that shit show down there. You're not going to see a change in the coaching staff. And that's unfortunate. I think the very least that you can hope for is that they change their offensive philosophy from next year, or from this year to next year. I think that's the best you can hope for. And maybe if Cade Klubnik is a starter next season, or whoever it is, they can change the offense to tailor fit what he does best. Again, something else I'm not confident in, because they're running the same offense with DJ as they did with Trevor Lawrence, and DJ has a completely different skill set than Trevor Lawrence did. So that tells me, you know, the old hard-headed approach here, the old Les Miles take. Oh, this is our offense. It's been successful for X amount of years, and we're sticking with it, and we're plug-and-play system, next man up. The best coordinators and the best play callers transform their offense around their skill sets. I mean, I sound like I'm talking to kids. This is common knowledge, but they don't do that. They don't do that. Aside from being the worst coached football game I think I've ever seen under Dabo Swinney, I think yesterday we saw the dumbest trick play in the history of football. And after I mentioned this on my post-game video yesterday about how dumb it was, because it was, you know, I got people messaging me, "Oh, that fake huddle play, that's been around for years. I've seen that play before. You know, I saw somebody do that on YouTube." Okay. That doesn't mean it's not a dumbass play. And look, if you're gonna run that kind of stupid shit, then there's a time and a place. The second quarter with an 8-point lead when you're receiving the ball is not that time and not that place. It blows my mind that they decided to call that play then. That stupid shit. Now I know they go, "Oh well, you know, if Maffa hadn't fumbled the ball, it would have been a successful play. They would have got an extra 12 yards from where he would have got tackled originally." Whoop-de effing do. 12 yards. There's so much risk in that play. You know, even just when they're standing there in the huddle, so, you know, somebody comes plowing into that thing and just knocks the ball out. There's a bad exchange. That could have been 6 points the other way on that play. Stupid. And again, it blows my mind that somebody called that play, and then the other person goes, "Oh yeah, that sounds like a good idea." What in the world of Where's Waldo high school gimmick special teams is this? And you got a punter. You've got a punter who can't punt the ball 40 yards. That one play, DJ, on fourth down, they acted like they were going to go for it on 4th and 1, and DJ punts the ball. DJ barely kicked the ball, and it was a better punt than Swanson's had all season. That's alarming. Now we're on the mind on the subject of minds being blown. It blows my mind that there's not a single person on Clemson's campus that's enrolled at that university that can't kick a football 40 yards. You got a soccer team who's defending national champions. You can't go get one of them to punt? I mean, I don't know. You might be able to just hold open tryouts down there at Bowman Field. You're bound to find some dude who used to be really good at soccer when he was in high school or something that can kick the ball 40 yards. This is just embarrassing. The special teams for Clemson is bad, man. I feel sorry for BT Potter, the kicker. So, mistakes, bad play calling, drop passes, just the overall unpreparedness. Is that even a word? I don't know. It is now because I just said it. Unprepared. Didn't even look like they wanted to win. That's the big difference you saw yesterday. Those Gamecock players wanted to win. They played harder. You saw it. And that's disconcerting too. Very. Is this team soft? Offensively, they are. Which is very difficult if you're a Clemson fan to stomach, because you're not used to seeing that. Not used to seeing that. So anyway, now that I've bitched and moaned for 15, 16 minutes straight, real quick, looking forward to the ACC championship game. You're not going to see Cade Klubnik behind center. You're going to see DJ behind center. And I don't think you're going to see much of a difference, because this is what Clemson's coaching staff does. You're going to see the same philosophy. DJ's going to run the ball 10 to 15 times on design quarterback runs. They're going to do a million bubble screens and swing passes. I don't know what to expect from special teams. They might just need to adopt that thing where, whatever that guy, that high school coach in Texas that refuses to punt, he just goes for it. It doesn't even matter if it's 4th and 20. They just might need to do that for the next 2 games, because punting it ain't working. It's hurting you more than it's helping you. Better off just letting the defense have a hand at it. But anyway, it'll be interesting, because Drake May, I know that North Carolina lost this week, but Drake May is still an amazing player. They still have an elite offense. And so it'll be interesting. Now, I have a feeling that Clemson will be able to move the ball on them. I had that feeling last night too, so maybe I'm wrong. If they call plays and execute like they did last night, they won't move the ball in North Carolina, even though they have a terrible defense. So, anyway, that's it. Leave your questions, comments, concerns, the whole 9 yards below. Give me your feelings. Yeah, leave a comment. YouTube really cares if you leave a comment. They push the algorithm up and put this video in front of more people's eyes than they would if you don't. Thumbs up, comment. Of course, if you're not subscribed, I don't know why you're not subscribed. Maybe you're new here, just first time seeing this video or these videos or any video of mine. Hit the subscribe button. I do these videos year round. I do as many as 7 live shows a week on my channel. Call-in shows, all kinds of stuff. So if you're a football fan, hang around. We have a good time here year round. But there's still more football to play. Let's go. Go Tigers.